Hi everybody. So this lesson is going to be a poetry lesson. We've been working on acrostics, which was another type of poetry. We worked on that during the week. And we've also been working a lot on our parts of speech with our grammar symbols. We've worked on nouns, adjectives, articles, verbs. And they're the parts of speech that I'm going to use in today's poetry. So I think it's a great review and a fun activity. The kind of poetry we're doing today is called Diamanté poetry. Diamanté or Diamanté. And it looks like a diamond when it's finished. So I'm going to show you the steps to creating your first Diamanté poem. So you'll need a piece of paper. Now when we did parts of the square, we learned how to make a square, but I'm going to show you again. So if you have your piece of paper, let me put this down so you can see better. So we're going to take it and we're going to fold it over till it's even. You see how it meets here? And then we're going to press it flat. Then I'm going to turn it over. And I'm going to fold this little flap until it's straight at the edge here. And I'm going to do this. Okay, so mine's folded. I'm going to put this here to lean on. So now I'm going to open it up. And I'm going to trim off the extra piece along this line. We won't need this. So we end up with a square, and it's got a nice line down the center, which is really good for helping us with our measurement. So if you don't want your paper to flap up too much, you can always fold it the opposite direction, and your paper will lay a little better. Okay, so we're going to take a ruler. If you don't have a ruler, you can use anything with a straight edge, or even just estimate, do it yourself. I'm going to draw lines. I'm lining up my ruler with that middle crease, and I'm just going to make some very light lines across one. Now I'm going to that line, and I'm going to make another one. And they don't have to be heavy. We're going to erase them. And I make a third line. You may, if you like, draw a line on the crease. You don't have to. I'm just going to, it's going to be our middle line of our poem. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Start at the crease and make 3 lines. And I'm just using the width of my ruler. It doesn't have to be exact. 1, 2. My ruler is not the best. It's a little bent. It's very old. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we end up with a paper with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines. Now, on the first line, I'm going to write noun. You don't need to do that. This is going to just be your guide. On the next line, I'm going to write adjective, comma, and adjective again. So I have noun at the top. I have adjective written twice. On the next line, I'm going to write verb, but I'm going to write it 3 times. Verb, comma, verb, comma, verb. So So do you see what I've got? We started with a noun. So do you remember a noun is a naming word? It names a person, place, thing, or an animal. We have adjectives. Do you remember they're the helping, like big brother or sister in the noun family? They tell us which one or what kind of, they describe the noun. So the adjectives are going to be words that tell us more about our noun. Verbs are actions. Do you remember the story with the sun? The energy from the sun. We need energy to do things. So verbs are going to be action words. Now in this poem, we're going to use the continuous tense. That means we're going to have ing on the end. So now I'm going back to adjectives. This time I'm writing it 4 times on the biggest line. There's adjective, and remember they're the describing words, comma, adjective, comma, adjective, and this is our longest line. So we have adjective 4 times on our center longest line. Let's see what we've got. So now we're halfway through. We're going to do verbs next on the bottom 3 times. Verb, comma, verb, comma, verb. So the bottom is going to mirror the top. We have 3 verbs here, 3 verbs here. Here we have 2 adjectives, so we're going to put 2 adjectives down here. Adjective, comma, adjective. So you see what we've got? So we have, here's our center line with the 4 adjectives. Then we have 3 verbs up here, 3 verbs down here, 2 adjectives up here, 2 adjectives down here, 1 noun up here. So guess what goes down here? That's right, 1 noun. So this will be our pattern for our Diamanté poem. And you see how it looks like a diamond. Do you see that? So now I've got a piece of paper. I have my crease. I'm going to make my little lines. Again, remember to make 3 lines on the top and 3 lines on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, and turn it around and do 3 on the bottom. You can do 1 on the crease if you like. I don't think I'm going to bother on this one because I can see it very clearly. 1, 2, and if you're wanting to erase the lines afterwards, you can do them very lightly. 1, 2, 3. So I'm ready to start my poem. So at the top, I have to think of a noun. And I thought I would do animals because those are kind of fun. So we got to pick 2 animals that are very opposite of each other. And I thought I would pick a tiger because it's powerful and full of energy and it's loud, and a worm because it's so quiet and it's very floppy. It doesn't even seem to be in any way like a tiger. So that's what I'm going to do for mine. So on the very first line, I'm supposed to pick a noun, and I'm going to pick the name of an animal. You could do mom and dad, 2 things that are opposite. It doesn't have to be animals. It could be anything. I'm going to do this, though. I'm going to pick tiger. And I write it on my first line. in my plan, it says I need to come up with 2 adjectives, 2 words that describe tigers. Well, I'm going to say orange. And maybe ferocious. It's very fierce. So I have tiger, orange, ferocious. Now in our plan, remember it said next to use 3 verbs, and we're going to use the present continuous, so it will have ing. When I think of tigers, I think of them hunting, hunting. You see how I have ing on the end? Hunt is the verb, and I have ing, hunting, hunting, prowling, and then I'm thinking when they catch their prey, pouncing. So here I have 1 noun, 2 adjectives, 3 verbs in the present continuous. I have to come up with 2 more adjectives for my tiger. So in this line we have 4 adjectives, and I'm going to put like a special big comma in the center here, like a really big one, because I am going to switch halfway. So I'm going to come up with 2 more adjectives to describe my tiger. Well, I guess I used black. I think I'll use orange. I used orange, so I think I'm going to use black for the stripes, orange, black, carnivorous. It's a meat eater. I won't say carnivore because that's a noun. I have to use the adjective, carnivorous. And then I'm going to make a big comma. So this is what I have so far. I have my noun, tiger. I have 2 adjectives, orange, ferocious. I have 3 verbs, hunting, prowling, pouncing, and 2 more adjectives, black and carnivorous. Now, I'm going to switch, and I'm going to start describing the little worm. Well, I kind of think worms are silent. I don't ever really hear them. I'm sure they chomp, but I don't know. Silent. I don't think they're very fierce. I think worms are pretty gentle. I'm going to say gentle. Silent, gentle. Now I'm on the line with the 3 verbs. 3 verbs to describe what worms do. Let's see. How about slithering? Or wiggling even. I'll do slithering. Slithering. What else do worms do? How about nibbling? They're kind of nibbling things. They're kind of nibbling their way through the earth. Nibbling. Wiggling. I kind of think worms are kind of wiggly. Wiggling. So I have 3 verbs now describing the worm. Now I have to have 2 more adjectives because that's what we have up here. We're doing the opposite. 2 more adjectives. How about squishy? I kind of think worms are kind of squishy. Squishy. And I think because I put carnivorous for the tiger, I'm going to put herbivorous for the worm. It only eats sort of leaves and plant material. Herbivorous. So we've got, and I'm going to write down here, earthworm. for the noun. So you see how a Diamanté poem works? It takes the shape of a diamond. So we start with a noun. In this case, I chose an animal. It does not have to be an animal. I have tiger. And then I have orange, ferocious, hunting, prowling, pouncing, black, carnivorous. And now I switch. Silent, gentle, slithering, nibbling, wiggling, squishy, herbivorous, earthworm. And you can decorate your poem when you're done. It's nice to maybe make little borders around the edges. It's nice if you have special paper. I have some sparkly paper. I think I'm going to mount mine on some sparkly paper after and decorate it and keep it. So that's how you make a Diamanté poem. So have fun, be creative. Bye-bye.